Acting? Acting. Hi, I'm Alicia.
And I'm Tiana.
We're two working actors. We happen to be women.
We happen to be Black. Sometimes that matters.
And sometimes it doesn't. Either way,
we're here to talk about all things acting, from personal experiences
to the industry itself, and of course our love of the craft.
So join us as we chat with each other, as well as the occasional acting friend, as we talk about all things
acting. What up, what up?
Hi. Hey, everybody.
Another episode.
Yeah.
If everything lined up correctly, y'all should have just watched, what was it, Shay's interview?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quite an interesting, I'm curious to think what people will think about that.
Yeah, right? Like it's,
By the way.
Yeah, some mic drops.
Yeah. We've got to do something about our guests taking over the show. Like, it very quickly turns.
I think we just chose two very strong personalities to start with.
Great.
And my poor Claire, I feel like she just like, I was watching it back and anyway, we just chose like very strong personalities.
No, it's great. But it's like, wow, how did this flip so easily?
I mean, just in the drop of a hat, the flip of a dime. Just
at the same time, though, they're actors, so what do we expect?
True.
You know?
Indeed. But no, it was really fun, and we hope you guys liked that one.
Yeah. That was a fun one. More to come.
Yes. All right, so let's start with a quick, just weekly check-in. How you're feeling? How's your mental?
I'm excited. Opening night is next Friday.
So this is Tech Week?
Yeah, Tech Week starts on Sunday. It's just going to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's an intense time.
We have not made it through an entire run with all the cues and all of the costumes yet, which is what Tech Week is for, but
right.
Still, it's like
nerve-wracking, I imagine.
Okay. I'm chilling.
Yeah. Good.
Because I'm like, I mean, I did my part.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about doing your job. Once you got it, it's like, okay.
I just gotta wait on the rest of you.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. And that is where you should be. And I feel like that is why, again, I love our acting class, because I feel like it's really helped train us to be at least that level of prepared, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's still insane to me. This can be a whole nother conversation, but it's still insane that that's not the norm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. The very first set I was on, the very first set I was on was very fun and it was very cute. But the second set I was on, that was a little bit more professional. I was surprised by the level of unprofessionalism. But again, as you said, whole other conversation.
Yeah. Anyway.
So.
But yeah, how's your week been?
It's been girl, let me tell you, and I'm sorry, chat. This is going to be a little bit of TMI. If you want to scroll ahead. My period surprised me this week. I get it every month. I am blessed.
Snow week?
I know.
That's crazy.
And I was like,
that's crazy.
And the timing, okay, to be fair, the timing lined up. It came when it was supposed to come. Mm-hmm. I am blessed to be like pretty regular. But I guess I didn't have like any of my usual symptoms. So I didn't even realize, like, it didn't clock to me what was happening.
Yeah.
And then I just woke up Tuesday morning and I was like, oh, okay. On top of having to drive in ice and get to work in this bitch ass snow anyway. So, but other than that,
You had to go in?
Yes, I did. They said the office will be open on Tuesday. It will be a regular day. Your ass better be in that desk. Yeah.
Okay, so what's so interesting about that is that the roads weren't clear on Tuesday. Like they weren't.
Not enough. No.
Like it just, for me around here, it just kind of got good.
Did it?
Maybe yesterday night. It was drivable, but like it wasn't great.
Yeah.
No?
I would say today was definitely the best day of the week. It makes sense. Tuesday wasn't as bad as Monday. Monday was just, don't leave the house. Tuesday wasn't as bad, but I did hit a patch of ice, like turning into my job, and I slid a little bit. But other than that, and I did have to chip the ice off of my car. That was fun. Just huge blocks of ice. Yeah.
Talk about it, because it was the ice that really messed, because I didn't dig my car out for like 2 days.
Oh,
I messed up. Well, in my head, I was like, well, the sun's out, it'll at least get a couple layers off, and I'll just take I have the brush with the
Okay.
scraper on it. I was
Hmm.
like, I'll just take that, swipe, swipe, swipe. It didn't happen like that. And you
No,
know what's
because
so funny?
I know how yeah.
A year ago, my mom made such a big deal out of me owning a shovel, like one of those compact ones that you can like keep in the car. And I thought that was so stupid because in my mind, if I get snowed into a parking spot, the assumption is that everywhere else is also snowed in. So why would I dig myself out? So that was okay for the first day. But after I'm watching everyone dig their cars out, and I'm like, like I'm gonna just let it melt. Like
I'll be fine.
it was frozen.
Like solid chunks of ice.
I
Yeah.
just tried to pull out, and that didn't work.
So what you had to like sit there and chip away until like you were
But
able
the
to pull out
thing,
enough. Oh.
because I threw the shovel away, I don't know where it is, but so me and the ice pick, I was just like you said, just yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
had to do it because I would have been like whatever, but I had placed the order at Chick-fil-A and it was like 10:15 and it was a
Mm.
breakfast order. So I had to
Mm.
get there before 10:30.
Right.
So
Right. And you know what? And it's out, so you don't have to worry about it because we are allegedly
no,
getting a little bit more snow, but I think it's going to
no,
pass over us. I'm
I
fairly
think
certain
so.
it's going to pass over us.
I think so too. Yeah,
So we just have to deal with ice for the however long it takes the snow to melt, because I'm fairly certain we're going to have it until at least March.
I think so
So
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was the week. It was a snow week.
Yeah. Messed up a lot of our rehearsals too.
Did it really?
Yeah, we haven't had rehearsal in person for like a week.
Have you been on like Zoom though? Like doing
Girl,
Zoom calls?
yeah, we did a Zoom rehearsal yesterday.
How'd that go? Ooh, your face.
I just think that it's definitely not ideal
Okay.
for theater.
Yeah. Because so much of theater is physical, you know?
Yeah, and it's like at this point, Tech Week starts in a few days. The only thing we were really doing was running lines. So what
Okay.
more
Well,
could we get out of it? But I get it. We hadn't seen each other in like a week because of the snow, but
was everyone at least hitting their lines? Like, did everyone have their lines down? Is it more
yeah.
of like you said, cues and blocking and physical movement that people are still figuring out?
Because now, yes, now it's about that.
Okay.
And also, it's an ensemble piece,
Hmm.
meaning no one really is the main character, and everyone has, like, not equal, but, you know, saying all that to say there's a lot of scenes where there's a lot of people on stage, and there's also a couple of scenes where it's quick fire. So it's like one after the other. Someone will say something, the other character, it's very quick. And
Yeah.
that's kind of hard to do over Zoom
Yeah.
because of like delays and also like if you buffer or something like that, like it's
And then I feel like people don't pay as close attention on camera. Like one on one, it's easier, but like when you're in
yeah.
a group setting, like people start to zone out a little bit more. So.
Listen, I ended up by the end of it, I was laughing so hard because it was funny. It was, yeah. So by the time this airs, though, I think the run will be done. So
Yeah. Yeah. Or it'll be like your last weekend, maybe
yeah, something
something
like
around
that.
there.
We'll have to figure it out. But yeah,
Mm,
so
exciting. I'll be excited to see like what your thoughts are and feelings are at that time.
you know what I do need to figure out though is my hair.
Mm. Yeah.
And that can be a conversation for later too, but it is a period piece.
Has anyone given you any direction or suggestion on your face? Saying a lot.
I don't blame them because I think I can chalk it up to a few things. I'm not a main character. Okay. And I think that a lot of people just don't know how to approach black hair. And especially when you're in a community setting, when there's not a hairdresser. So like you're going to do your own hair, right? So I don't think anyone knows. really, no one said anything to me about it.
Yeah.
So I've taken it upon myself to
Okay.
figure it out so that I do justice for the character.
Right.
So I'll be doing some trial runs probably tomorrow evening when I get off work and then all of Saturday to see.
Your hair in the play that you did in September, and
The slick
because it's a
back.
similar role, yeah, like that I
I
could
was
see that just being like a go-to if you have nothing else to fall back.
That was definitely my like go-to. But you know what's so funny? Everything else about this play, they're very specific about everything being like period accurate. Like even to the soles
Okay.
of the shoes that the men wear.
Really?
Yeah. So, which is fine. So I don't want to be the only character that is not adhering to the time.
Level of that level
Yeah.
of detail. Yeah.
I'll have to figure that out. I'm probably just gonna I've seen a lot of reference pics from that era and basically straight hair, curl it and pin it back.
Okay.
Some type of like updo.
Mm-hmm.
It's like curls
I'm
or
thinking
whatever.
like it almost looks like a bump. You know what? I'm
It's like
picturing.
tucked in, like it's
Yeah.
like it curls.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do something like that, but I need to
Okay.
run that. But I mean I have the whole week to figure it out.
This
My
is
hair
true.
will be fried to shit, but it's okay.
It's the name of the game.
I have extensions.
Like
He
right
plays
into
with
it
it.
too.
I am so excited to braid my hair up after this run is over and also to get acrylics. I haven't had acrylic nails since June of last year because I've been in period pieces since. And I really want my nails back.
Have oh my goodness, is that well? You want to know what's funny? Because I've been wondering because I'm like, oh, she hasn't really like done her nails. And it just a really random thought because like you really like you're religious about it. Like you like having your nails done.
That's
That
my
makes a lot
thing.
of sense because you've literally been in period pieces since June.
I want my nails back. I feel
Yeah.
good when I have nails, you know?
It's there's a little extra zhuzh
Like,
that happens. Yeah.
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 So anyway, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, shout out to Tech Week. I'm looking forward to hearing good things, and I'm very excited to see it.
Thank you. It's going to be very long.
Is it?
It's just long because it's almost every day of the week.
Mm.
And then performances Friday, and there's a two a day. I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday, but that's another. The two a day thing
Mm.
is really fun, but that is also really it's just it's one long.
I mean, because you don't leave the theater. Like you get there and you don't leave the theater.
Well, you know what though? This time around, the theater is in a place that's like near stuff, whereas
Okay.
the
Oh,
theater
that's
last
good.
time
Bumblefuck
was.
nowhere.
So I was like, why would I leave? And also they fed us. So I'm like,
Mm.
I'll just eat. And you know what they did? They turned off the lights in the theater so like we could take a nap.
Nice.
That was really fun.
It's cozy. Yeah.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep though because we were all laughing. It was just because it was like it was
It's like a sleepover. Yeah. It's
yeah.
just like really like fun, intimate vibes.
Yeah. So I need to buy some Red Bull.
What's your flavor? What's your go-to flavor?
Watermelon.
Hell
Sugar-free
yeah.
watermelon.
Hell yeah.
I like
I
the
like to
sugar.
use that when I make Red Bull vodkas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my favorite. But all of those sugar-frees are like really, really good to me.
They are good. I've grown accustomed to them. Cool. All right. So what are we doing today? This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be like not our usual pace.
No. Still about acting. Just giving you some context to some of the verbiage that we use in acting in these conversations, just so the people that don't know, or maybe even you think you might know what these words mean, give you a little bit more background information and some definitions. And so that way going forward, you kind of know what we're talking about.
Hmm.
And then as we learn new stuff, obviously we'll talk about it here and then, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know
Yeah.
what I was thinking?
Hmm.
Even the term rehearsal, like what that means.
Mm.
what that means, period, because some people don't really understand exactly what goes on in a rehearsal, and also the fact that that applies differently to film and theater, and how like those are two totally different things when you're talking about, the
Right.
preparation for the character. I was like, that would be a good,
Or considered that, but does film really have rehearsal? Film doesn't really have rehearsals. Film is just like you do
no,
a table read and then you'll sit down,
that.
if
Yeah.
that, and then usually you're expected to come knowing your lines and then you figure out the beats as you're
Yep.
filming.
Yeah.
I don't know, that never occurred to me.
Yeah. Because because sometimes I'll mention like at work, I'll be like, oh yeah, I have rehearsal tonight. And one of my coworkers the other day was like, oh, so do you get like paid for that? Like, is that a job? And I was like, no, first of all, I'm not getting paid for any of that. But second of all, rehearsal is just basically at this point, first theater is you show
Hmm.
up and you run the full play, full out, from
Hmm.
top to bottom. In the early stages, that could mean you're only doing one scene and you're just rehearsing that scene over and over, running it through with the lines. Sometimes that means no blocking. Sometimes, like tech week, that means you're only running the blocking or you're only running the cues for the whole thing. It really just depends, but rehearsal means something completely different when you're talking about theater versus film, like you were saying. It's implied that when you get a screen thing,
Hmm.
that you're rehearsing on your own. Like that's
Yes,
implied. Like,
yes. Like that's actually your job. Like
there's
do
no
your
time
job.
set aside for that. The theater, that's the biggest thing. There's so much time set aside for rehearsal for theater, which
And
makes
that's why
sense.
it's so time consuming, right?
Right.
Because you have to rehearse multiple times a week versus, to your point, film, you just rehearse on your own time.
Mm.
So it's up to you, the actor, to find that time.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one.
Okay, okay, cool. Just going off the okay, so if we're gonna keeping with the theme of theater, we're gonna talk blocking. Now blocking obviously exists in both film and on stage, but
Yeah.
um I mean, I would say, would you say that they're the same for film and stage, for screen and stage?
No.
I feel like like theater's a little bit more dynamic, whereas film involves like setting up the shot, and
Yeah.
you have to like think about where the camera is going to be. So blocking is
Yeah.
essentially where your character is in relation to the scene and where they move, to my understanding, where they move throughout the scene.
Yeah.
And how are you tracking that? How are you practicing that, etc.?
Right. Blocking is huge in theater, and it can get very technical depending on who
Mm-hmm.
you're dealing with. Like you can't, I know the director that I have now does not like it when at any given moment, if you're standing on stage, because it's a lot of us, you should not be behind someone or you should not be somewhere where no one can see you. So that means from every angle of the audience, you should always somehow stand out. Like you shouldn't diagonally not be able to be seen over here. So
Mm-hmm.
that involves a lot of movement. So that is included in the blocking as well as the stage directions. So sometimes in the script or whatever you're given, sometimes there is stage directions, which can be someone, the writer, whoever wrote it, can literally be saying, and Susie goes and picks up a cup. That can be
Mm-hmm.
the stage direction. Or it can be she cries, or she opens the door, or she crosses over to the character. All of that can be in the script, but it's just how you actually put that on stage. That is a part of all of the blocking. And I will say, for the majority of the rehearsals like last month,
Mm-hmm.
blocking was what we went over because when you have so many people, you have to constantly make sure that you're not in the way of someone, but also that you can be seen.
Yeah.
But then also like you might need to transition to the other side of the stage because we know in the next scene you're going to open the door or something like that. Like that was a huge part of our rehearsal process for this specific play. Um, but yeah, I feel like you know how I always imagine it, and I don't know if this is the wrong way to look at things, but with film, it just
Mm-hmm.
feels to me like the director has in their head how they want this to go, and they're going to put the camera wherever they need to put it to make sure that that can be seen. Whatever's happening can be seen. But it's like
Yeah.
with theater, there the audience is there and they're not going anywhere. So you have to adjust yourself. Like even one of the actors opens a door
Hmm.
and you can't like if the audience is right here, you can't like open the door. Like you can't do that. You have to
Because
make
you're
sure,
blocking yourself. Yeah.
right,
Like you have to make sure like you
all
have
of
to
that.
keep the audience in mind. I mean,
Yeah.
and for film, like you have to keep the camera in mind, but like you said, the camera moves. The camera can move, and like sure, like there can be obstruction that you have to work around or
Yeah,
things you have to
yeah.
work around, but like ultimately, you have a lot more freedom with the camera. And I
Yeah.
think to your
Yeah.
point, because you had mentioned stage direction and something that Brian always says in class, Brian, our acting coach, always says in class is it's just a suggestion. It's stage
Yeah.
suggestion, because it's because with camera, because of how
Yeah.
change how changing, like ever evolving it is, like it's always evolving. Like, it's what you think you might be doing might not even make sense when you actually go to do the scene,
Yeah.
you know. So sorry, my I forgot to plug in my laptop and it's about to die. So I just want to
Okay.
make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. That does remind me of something. I have a point. Anyway, guys, I got my hat on because it was snowing out, so I felt like that was appropriate. I hope everyone's with me on that. You're probably not, because by the time this airs, it'll be weeks removed from the snowstorm of 2026. Um, hey, I was just talking about the snow.
It fucking sucks, man. It's so pretty at first, and then it just all goes downhill.
Wait, can we have a moment for the fact that I woke up that morning and it was like really peaceful. It was really nice.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was like there was a moment of like genuine appreciation for winter. Very brief, but
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Well, I was chilling. That was a good day. Anyway, um, I
um.
okay. I wanted to make the point
Hmm.
that a lot of actors actually, you'll hear them talking in interviews about how at first they even ignore the stage directions in the script for
Hmm.
screen. Now, for theater, it is very different. There are a lot of directors that it's like the Bible, like they will follow it very, and I think also, as I cut myself off to say, they probably have to be that strict with what's written in the script because it's licensed. So you can't change anything, or
Oh,
you're
I
not
didn't
supposed to. You're not
think
supposed
about
to change
that.
words. You're not supposed to, everyone in a perfect world, it's supposed to be word perfect. The blocking is supposed to be,
Hmm.
what it's written down. But obviously, those things have to be adjusted because community theaters are all built differently. So the blocking just is generically going to have to change either way.
Yeah, you have to work
You're
around
not supposed to
space.
like mess up things, especially
Yeah,
not the classics and the greats. So, yeah.
that's something I didn't think about, but yeah, because I mean that's what theater is, and I wonder, kind of going off topic onto a tangent, but I wonder if that also plays a role into how some people, because like when theater when film first became a thing and like screen acting became a thing, a lot of theater actors like viewed it as lesser than, they were like, oh, that's not as it's not as involved because you're not doing quite the same amount a level of work and like dedication that you have to put into it. I wonder if
Yeah.
that's a portion of it, because that is really intense, because you do have to be word perfect. You do have to
Yeah.
stay true to the blocking, because it's
It was so funny because like in the last play that we did, someone found it was either a grammar mistake or a continuity mistake with one of the dates or something.
mm,
And they were debating. They were like, well, should we change, like, should we correct it, like when we speak it verbally? And one of the guys, like behind the scenes, like one of the production people, he was like, well, you can't, we're not changing the word. You cannot do that. You say
really,
it exactly how it is. It was something so minuscule that no one would notice anyway. But
yeah.
us that have been reading the play for months, like they just picked up on the fact that, oh, I think it meant to say Tuesday or whatever it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can't.
Interesting. It's strict.
I wonder how that's enforced though. Like maybe, I don't know. That's a whole nother.
Hmm. I mean,
But I
like you said,
mean,
I think on a community level, it's like it's smaller scale, so no one's like checking for it like that.
right.
Like it's more of like a respect thing.
It's a respect
Um,
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, like like a
Uh-huh.
lot of it's like an honor, like just like holding ourselves to a higher standard.
And I think there's a lot of directors that are purists too. Like they want to stick to the script. They want to be very like as true to the material as possible.
Hmm.
So that's been cool to see. But it's also kind of like, okay, like, all
Hmm.
right, we're really doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. So, what are some other
That
topics we can talk
talking,
about?
talking.
So we kind of went in stage direction,
Yeah.
and
Mm-mm.
okay, let's go in a completely different direction. Let's do cold
Mm-mm.
reads because I feel like we talked about cold
Cold
reads.
reads. Oh, cold reads. Love cold reads.
Yeah.
Here's how I look at cold reads, right?
Hmm.
It's more than likely going to be a part of the audition process. And the audition process is another thing we can break down. You have in-person auditions and then you have self-tapes.
Mm.
Same purpose, but
Yes.
an in-person audition is you leaving your house to go to somewhere else externally. More than likely, you're going to someone's office to audition or wherever they work, their workplace, or a theater,
And Zoom. You can do Zoom. That counts as in person because it's
Zoom.
live. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Zoom audit where you're like interacting with someone
Hmm.
and you either are going to do a monologue or they're going to give you something to read. A self-tape is you doing everything on your own. So they're giving you sides and
Hmm.
sides are just it's a part of the script that it could be a page long, it could be 5 pages long, but it's a conversation between you and another character or two other characters more likely and you're supposed to read your part on camera. You have a reader behind the camera that's whoever, your friend, your acting coach, whoever that can help you. And they're reading the lines and you're doing your part. And so you're showing what you can do with that part. And you tape that and you send it in. So it serves the same purpose as an audition. And obviously it was popularized pandemic era.
2020.
So, and that self-tapes are like kind of the norm right now for screen stuff.
Yeah, though, I mean, I've noticed there seems to be a balancing out where there's because I've had a lot of in-person auditions over the years,
Mhm.
more than I would have thought, considering how the audition landscape did change. One thing
Yeah.
about self tapes is there have been instances where if people don't have a self tape, they'll use like there are apps out there where you can kind of record yourself saying the other
Yeah.
character's lines. Now, the thing with that is you have to time the beats, and it's a lot
Yeah.
harder.
That's
So,
hard.
I mean, in a pinch, if you have to, you have to do what you got to do because you're just trying to get the job.
Yeah. You know what we've been doing lately, I've noticed, is that even if someone can't physically make it over to someone's place to help them with the self-tape, just call somebody.
Hmm.
Call somebody that will help you.
Yes,
And it's
literally anyone
not
who's
perfect,
available. Yep.
but yeah, because then you get the beats. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And that's
Yes.
important. That's very important.
It's very important.
Yeah.
It's hard if you don't have those beats. And sometimes I did have an audition this past summer, and it was for a commercial, and it was a no dialogue, zero
Yeah.
dialogue. I just had to physically act, and that was
Yeah.
interesting to do as a self tape. But it was also nice because I didn't have to worry about getting a reader.
Yeah. That's good.
But yeah, yeah.
Scary.
So it's and then in person auditions. Okay, because this all started with cold reads. So in-person
Yeah.
auditions is more often than not where you're going to. I mean, it is where you're going to have a cold read because if you're doing a
Yeah.
self-tape, they're sending you the sides. Um, but an in-person audition, more often than not, you'll walk in, they'll hand you the script, and you have about 5 to 10 minutes to learn it, and then you do it, and that's considered a cold read. You're reading the script cold, haven't laid eyes on it, etc.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've had also auditions where they might send you the sides like a day or two before the audition,
Mhm.
or they might do something where it's like the first audition is monologues or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then the callback, if you get a callback, that's the second audition, but they're whittling
Yes.
it down.
Mm-hmm.
So they bring you back and they're trying to see, like, they might have two or three people going out for the same role that they want to see again. And so they bring you all back. Then they'll be like, okay, so here's sides. Go ahead and read this with so and so we can see how your chemistry is. And really with cold reads is the trick is to be comfortable with not having the lines memorized because
Mm-hmm.
at that point they know you don't have it memorized. They just gave it to you.
Mm-hmm.
They're running under the assumption that this is the first time you've seen this, material. If you know the play or you know whatever it is that you're like going out for, that's great.
Great.
The point is not when you get handed sides for the first time and they tell you we're doing cold reads, it's not to memorize it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
when you're in that situation, you have to really focus on listening to your scene partner and reacting when necessary, still acting, but you're not like one good thing that I'm glad Brian told us about is when you're doing a cold read that you shouldn't have like your script like this. Like even
Yes.
if you're reading it, like read it but give eye contact. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? And
Yeah. Yeah.
when they're reading their part, look at them, react to them, move around them. And that's the type of stuff that they're looking for
Mm-hmm.
when they tell you we're doing cold reads. They're just trying to get a feel for, your chemistry and how you can kind of play into the character more.
Yeah. And also I feel like a lot of it is like because I've heard professionals say like they want to see your personality. Like it's
Yeah.
like you said that they don't care if you're not word perfect. They know you're not going to be word
Yeah.
perfect. They
Yeah.
want to see can you take direction? They want to see your
Yeah.
personality and they want to see if they can see you as a character. In my
Right.
experience and from what
Yeah.
I've heard, like from
Yeah.
casting directors and agents and stuff.
Hmm.
So
Cold
good
reads
stuff.
are fun.
They
Yeah.
are. We're like so we kind of mentioned it in one of our episodes. Don't ask me which
Hmm.
one. But we used to do cold reads or like a group of us would get together and do just like practice cold reads. And it was really, really fun.
Because we would all like pull scenes, like random
Yeah.
scenes from the internet,
Random scenes. And
and
then
just
we
be
just
like,
like throw
okay,
them in the center and be like,
yep.
okay, who wants to do a scene? Yeah.
It gets you comfortable with not know. Because like part of being anxious for an audition, I think especially for people just starting, is
Hmm.
oh my gosh, do I remember my lines for my monologue or do I remember like what I'm supposed to be saying? But if you don't have that expectation off jump, it's a cold read. I'm not going to get the lines right. But then
Like
you
we know what this
play.
is.
You get to do it. Yeah.
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 Yeah. There's
So,
um there's a certain freedom about it. If you
yeah.
if you can change your perspective.
Yes. And especially, I don't always love doing cold reads because sometimes they're trying out so many pairings that you
Mhm.
are there for the entire
Oh,
time slot.
I've had
So
that before. Yeah.
yeah, I've had where it's like I'm there for 3 hours, and that's great because then I get to read with everyone. But I also do really love when theaters have strict like time, like, okay, you have a 10-minute slot and you're only here for
Mhm.
10 minutes. And so you might do a cold read in this time or whatever. But when you are there for longer, you get to try out new things.
Mhm.
You'll
I
have
will
the same
say,
sign.
I will say, because to your point of like you can when you have a cold read, you can play the only play that I've auditioned for that kept me there for like hours because they were pairing us with different people.
Yeah.
When I came in with the scene prepared because they did send us the sides. So I had the
Hmm.
scene that I prepared, and then they were like, okay, are there any other scenes that you want to try out or any other characters you
Hmm.
want to try for? So I pulled a couple, and they were cold
Yep.
reads, and it was such a bad audition. I didn't get the role. But I remember the scene that I prepared did not go at all how I wanted to for a theater
Yeah.
audition. But
Yeah.
then the cold read, I felt like I was really able to lean into the theater
Yeah.
acting and the stage acting in a
Yeah.
way that I didn't do with the prepared material. And that was interesting to me that I found it easier to do that with the cold read,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
There is a freedom. I'm like loving cold reads more. And it's so funny because a year ago I was nervous about them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was talking to Brian and he was like, well, you can practice doing a cold read. And I was like,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense, but it does.
And then we did
And yeah, and we've done it. Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So it's getting late. Let's run into a couple comments because we've gotten some comments from the
Oh yeah.
people.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So,
That's so cool.
first few episodes got really, really simple ones. Chris said acting, Jack said acting. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Did we
That is what we're
ask?
doing.
Did we ask to like, hey guys, say acting? That's interesting.
So,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
Jack, shout out Jack. They said boom on episode 2, and I
Hmm.
agree. And they used the emoji, the boom emoji. Yeah, it was cute. And then Jack said pow on episode 3. So Jack, thanks for the consistency. We see
Jack.
thing.
Okay, Jack.
And Tammy, now Tammy left some really nice comments, and I would like
Yeah.
to read
Yeah.
at least a couple of them. So let's see. She said, hello, ladies. I am a true fan of this podcast, and all of these have been so relatable. This episode 3 has touched on so many things that I can truly feel. For example, keeping acting and acting classes a secret, but then I made the choice to tell
Um,
everyone so that I can hear all the naysayers to build the skin that skin to tolerate and let it wash off my back. But thank you, ladies, for doing this and staying committed. Thank you,
Interesting.
Tammy.
Yes, thank you.
Love
Wow.
her. And you know what's funny? So I was reading that comment and it made me realize, so I've started being like more open about my acting
Mm.
in like my real life,
Yeah.
and kind of for the same reasons. Like at first it was to keep it like close to home and like to make sure like this is something that I really want to commit to, and like I don't want
Yeah.
to have anyone get their thoughts in my head
Yeah.
before I am secure
Yeah.
in my decisions. But now that I feel I've reached that point,
Mhm.
I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll share it and people can feel how they want to feel. My
Yeah.
cousin literally loved her bad, but when I told her, she was like, are you sure in this economy? And I was like, but I did. I put my foot down and I was like, yes, no, I've been doing this for years. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I'm aware of what the world is right now, but I
Yeah.
am still making this choice. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Mm.
so I just really liked that.
Yeah. That was a good comment.
Yeah. Um, then, okay, so on episode 4, Tammy also commented, thank you, Tammy, with the consistency.
Yes.
I'm not sure that would be considered improv, more of a reaction to what you heard and felt.
Oh,
So,
moments that, yeah.
yes, yes. And you were like, I don't know if that would count as improv. And so I think
Yeah.
to
I
her
agree.
point, I can see like it just being
Reaction.
yeah, and like if you change
Yeah.
your reaction at the last minute, that's just a
Yeah.
choice that you made as the
Yeah.
actor. Um And then Corner Grocery, LOL at T getting mad at Wicked because they sing too much. That's Joanne. Thank you, Joanne,
Oh,
for
that's
commenting.
yeah.
And then Chris again. Silver Bells is the hottest take for best Christmas song.
What is okay? All right, Chris.
That
Like, all
um
right.
so then I asked him what his favorite was, and he said, I mean, there's Mistletoe by Justin Bieber, All I Want for Christmas Is You, and low key Pentatonix covering Hallelujah, if we count it.
Oh, they're lit.
I didn't know it was I counted, and so I said I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I did text him about it, and then he said I have the taste of a old white Catholic grandmother, and I said, you know what? You're not wrong,
He
and I
didn't have
stand
to
on
say
that.
that.
I stand on business. I know who I am. I know who I am. In my heart of hearts, I know who I
Oh my gosh.
am. And then he commented, episode 5, Alicia's customer service headset kills me, and you know what? How?
You know what? They're consistent. I don't.
They're consistent. Oh, and then we did we did have comments from Taylor because I did want to address this as well.
Okay.
They're on Spotify though, and is okay. Well, that we already talked about. She let me know that there was a dance studio by her doing like a couple special classes, and then
Oh.
she said, Tiana, don't you already improv all the time in the park? Maybe this is an opportunity for you to share a little bit because you've mentioned it a couple of times, but you haven't gone into detail about your summer job.
Yeah, so I tell historic stories in Valley Forge National Historic Park, which is the park where the army was during the Revolutionary
Revolutionary.
War. They never fought there. A lot of people died there. It was kind of a really low point for the United States. It wasn't a great time.
It was like one of
There's a
our
lot of
worst,
history.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, arguably, and this is like getting into historian kind of land, arguably it was the battle for, what do they call it? The battle for the army's soul or something like that. There was no battle, but there was
Oh.
a whatchamacallit, a mental kind of thing going on where they rallied the troops literally.
Mm-hmm.
And from there on, you know,
Oh, like a morale boost kind of
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, because the army was not doing well at all. They really weren't even an army until
Your man?
I haven't had to talk about this in a while. And I'm so one of these days until von Steuben came. And
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you something, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just
My
gonna
Prussian
create.
king.
I love him so much, and I'm gonna do a whole thing on him because I'm so obsessed with him. But yeah, he kind of rallied the troops and like got everyone together. But anyway, so I this will be my third summer, 2026. We have stories that are written out and they're vetted and all that stuff. And some of these stories they've been using for years because the organization I work for has been around for a while. But these stories can be anywhere from 2 pages to 5 pages long. And it's not a lot of improv when it comes to the dialogue. That's all written for
Mm.
me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
All
that.
all of that's written for me. I never go off script. But the blocking is improv a lot because I'm outside.
Mhm. And you're
And
in like
some
different stations. You're not always at the same station, right? Or are you?
usually I'm at the same station.
Okay.
I'm not in like the by like the Grand Parade anymore. Like last year I was by the train station. So that was nice because I had like shade over me and
Mm-hmm.
that comes into handy. But it's just that sometimes I'm talking to one person. Sometimes I can be talking to like a group of 50 to 60 people.
Oh, whoa, it gets that
So
big?
because sometimes like tours will come through. And
Okay.
so kind of like theater, everything's more dramatic when there's more people, right? And then you have to be louder. You have to angle yourself so that these people also can see you and this person so they're not getting your back. And I think that is improv a lot of the time. But that's really it, I think, as far as like improving for that stuff. But yeah, one of the things I love about that job is that I don't have to make things up. They do
Yeah.
have positions like that though, where you're
Wait,
in
really?
character and you're the character for the entire ship.
Almost like a Disney like a
Yeah.
Disney park character or something.
Yeah. I don't want to do that though.
It seems like a lot of pressure. Like I commend those people. Like I can only imagine. Like they have to have like really big personalities because like to
Yeah.
keep that up all day. Whew.
Yeah. And then it's like well, I'll be doing that actually in a few weeks as the other for a different project.
Oh, that's right. Because you're
Yeah,
gonna
when
start
I
going to school soon.
yeah, that starts the day after my last show. My last show I think is on a Sunday. I start going into schools on a Monday.
Really? Oh
Girl,
wow, the timing is perfect. I mean, you're tired. You're
February
gonna be tired. But
February is coming to play. Anyway, yeah, what was the
the
question?
year of the fire horse. Get at it, girl.
Getting at it. It's a lot though.
Yeah.
But it's great. No, it's great.
Yeah. It's a lot in a good way. It's like it's the kind of busy that you want to be.
For sure.
Yeah.
Busy is a blessing.
Honestly, especially in this industry,
Yes.
honestly. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
So, and there was an audition. I almost texted you about it, but it was on Tuesday, so it would have been during class.
Hmm.
And also it
Yeah.
had just kind of snowed a little bit.
That too. Like, let me tell you, class was half empty. We got out on time.
Oh
First
wow.
time ever.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't go because I
Yeah.
didn't want to take my car out, but also I was thinking I really need to take it serious and take a break this time. I need a break.
Okay. Chat. July, play. August, practicing for another play.
Yeah.
September, play.
Yeah.
October, filming. November, booked another play.
Yeah.
December, practicing for play. So January, practicing for play. February, play. March rolls into that's when it rolls into the other one, right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
girl, you
because the
need
other
it's been
one's
six
May.
months.
Yeah.
It's been 6 months. Yeah.
Wait, okay, next time we're gonna have to talk. I had a costume fitting and I wanted to talk about it, but we can talk about it next week.
Okay.
It
We're gonna
was
bookmark it.
freaking cool. That
Was it
was like a
really? Yeah.
legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Because we didn't really
never
have a chance to talk about it on Saturday. So yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna put it on
Anyway.
the next week, guys. make sure you're here. Okay, period.
Okay.
Prayer. All
Okay.
right,
Was
so
that all
let's
the
wrap
comments?
this. Yes, that
Okay.
was. Yes, we did address
Fun.
them. Well, Tammy had a couple more, but we can
I
go
love
over those
that.
next week.
We have to send her a gift or something.
Love her so much. I can't wait to have her on the pod because
Yeah.
she's been busy.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love that for all of us.
yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. Um,
Well, prompt of the week, you got one?
yeah, let's get into. I do. I watched Aisha.
Did you
Jack
finish it?
O'Connor. I did, and it was so. I saw as soon as I watched it, I
Yeah.
saw the scene that you were talking about on the
The
bus.
boss. Yeah.
Loved that. The eye contact between them, but the scene that really got me in that movie.
Hmm.
Oh, the scene that really got me was when she was talking to the immigration
Yeah.
solicitor, I think, and he was filling. He was filling out. No, sorry, it was the interview, and she was being interviewed because she was an asylum seeker in the movie,
Hmm.
and they were deciding if she could stay in Ireland, and she's being interviewed to be sent to the magistrate who's going to ultimately decide if she can stay or not.
Hmm.
And she's recounting her experience in Africa and why she fled to seek asylum. And it was
Hmm.
the camera cut maybe 2 or 3 times. So what I really liked about it is
Hmm.
the scene started wide. So you
Hmm.
have Aisha, the main character, and the translator in the background, and then it cut once to the woman that was interviewing. Then it cut back to
Hmm.
Aisha. The two of them are still in frame. Cut back to the woman, and then it cut back to Aisha, a close up, and it stayed on
Yeah.
her face, and you just saw all the emotions. And why can I
Yep.
not remember the actress's name? Letitia.
Letitia Wright.
Thank you. Um, but it stayed on
Hmm.
her face, and like she just the emotion she was
Hmm.
conveying, it felt so truthful and genuine.
Hmm.
Like it really broke my heart, that
Yeah.
scene. So
Yeah.
thank you for putting me on.
Listen, yeah, I still
Yeah,
haven't finished it. I have a
yeah.
hard time, like, I carry stuff. I'm
That was a
like,
yeah. There's something about dealing with that kind of prejudice. And then it's funny because my mom's been like binge watching like a bunch of like UK shows, and so there was
hmm.
one that started auto playing last night while we were just like sitting there, and it was about the exact same
Yeah.
topic. And I said, "Oh, I can't do this again.
Yeah.
I
Right?
cannot do this again
It's
because
like,
like it's yeah."
I gotta put something fun on. Speaking of UK shows, I have failed you all because I still don't have Netflix.
Okay.
And Bridgerton came out today,
Did it
season
already?
4. I think
That
so.
time?
They've been posting about someone. I saw someone upload a clip on YouTube about how they do those like ending explained.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing an ending explained video? The season just came out.
It just started. It's just and
Yeah.
it's only part one.
Right, that's what I thought. I was like, what are you talking about? Ending explained.
Okay. I didn't realize it was out yet. That's crazy.
I felt like it was kind of fast too,
That
but
was really fast, especially considering how long we had to wait for season three. But that's
yeah,
another topic for
I
another
thought it
day,
was like springtime. But anyway, I'm
right?
not complaining because there now that's another show I want to see on Netflix because I do want to
Yes.
see His and Hers
Yeah.
and Bridgerton. So maybe I'll get it soon, but
And
we'll
Stranger
see.
Things. Still have to finish that.
That'll be a summer thing, I think.
She said that. No, it's lower on the list. I'll move it down.
That sounds like something I'll binge in the summer once I get
Fair
my life
enough.
together and catch my breath a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so what about you? Any fun performances this week?
So once again, I am rewatching something from like 20 years ago because I was watching Friday After Next
Oh,
and
yeah.
Cat Williams as a pimp is so believable and I'm not entirely sure if that is because he was method acting, but him
What?
walking out of the store after the people like robbed him or whatever and they got
Hmm.
caught, they got arrested, him walking out of the store with the switchblade and his walk, just the way he was walking.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 He's
That's a good one.
hilarious. Yeah,
I yes, truly an icon, one for
that
the
whole thing.
ages.
And then also to hear him talk behind the scenes about how the character wasn't like that. Like he kind of built that character up to be what it became as
Really?
far as like the whole like aura of like being a pimp and having this and like the clothes and all that stuff. Like he brought a lot of that to that character. So all when I hear people talk about stuff like that, it just enhances the experience even more to know that that wasn't written on the page, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
that
it just makes you really appreciate the actor. Like this is like someone who takes their craft seriously. Yes.
also because this is what I learned from the infamous interview that he did with Shannon Sharp a year ago. Was that a year or 2 years ago? I don't
It was
remember.
like 2 years ago. Why you keep hanging out with clowns, man, or whatever he said.
When
Yeah.
he said in that interview that he was like 201 or 202, like that he was this 202nd person to audition for that role. Hear
For
that?
Friday After Next? Did
Yeah,
Friday? For Friday?
for that role. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And I think he said comic, like he was a 202nd comic or something like that, because there was discrepancy about who was supposed to have that role. But he was saying like, well, I was number 201 or whatever it was. So isn't
I
that
just can't
crazy?
imagine anybody else in that role. Like he
Yeah.
bodied it. Like he literally like that reference of a pimp became like the reference of a pimp for like the entirety of the 2000s.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
bodied it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a good performance. So
Oh, I haven't watched Friday After in a minute. What a class.
yeah, hilarious. Whole movie is funny. I
Mm.
can't.
Every time. All of
Yeah.
them. All of them. I like all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're just goofy. I like the goofy movies sometimes.
Also, I love that Ice Cube wrote those. Like, wow.
Did he?
He
News
did.
to me. News to me. I did not know this.
You didn't wait, hold on,
No.
because now we gotta clear this up. Don't have me making shit up. I'm pretty sure he wrote those movies. He didn't write them all by himself. He co-wrote.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah,
Yeah.
screenplay. Ice Cube and DJ Pooh.
That's so inspiring to me. And also
Yeah.
it backs up my claim that I just feel like if you are an adequate storyteller in one medium, you
Mhm.
can transfer that skill. Like he was a rapper, which is a storyteller.
And it makes sense.
If you're
You
able to
have to be
craft a
good with
song,
words. Or at least you used to have to be. Different conversation.
don't get me started. These
Yeah.
rappers, anyway, that's how are you going to be a rapper and you don't think you should know words? Are you
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like literally the most important part of the job. But, you know, yeah, it's like being a math teacher saying, I don't know how to, I don't have to know how to do my times table. So, like, I mean, but you're a math teacher? Yeah.
no sense?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, bring back literacy in general.
Heavy on that. Heavy. Pick up a book. Several. Fiction and nonfiction. Let's get into it. Yeah.
Read whatever you want. Just read.
Read.
Please.
Read. One, what is it? One hat, two hats, three hat, blue hat. What's the Dr.
Seuss?
Yeah, I can't remember. One fish, two fish, five fish, blue fish. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know the title of that one.
Yeah, that was. Pick it up, people. Yeah, pick it up.
Please, for the love of God. Okay.
Okay. Well, we said this was going to be a 30-minute episode. This was not.
An hour, right?
I was to be like, I think it was about 50.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I think it was a good conversation. We hope you guys liked it and enjoy it. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, bye. Girlies.